Okay, so it's been a while since I actually analyzed a game from Hans Niemann, and that is why I actually decided to show you a game that I saw today. It was a game that he played 2 days ago at the top 16 club championship in France. So as usual, I'm from for Bischwiller because I play in that club. But I'm still a fan of Hans Niemann. So he played against Marc-Andrea Maurizzi. I think you can see the names. Um, and okay, I I really like this game because it's actually an Italian game, and I will surely show that game to some students of mine because of the very interesting move d5 that Marc-Andrea Maurizio played. So I am not that familiar with d5. Of course, I only know some classical moves like bishop c5 because it's actually not my opening. But d5 is interesting because many students always ask me, why is d5 not good? Because sometimes they do ask some questions. And I always say, yeah, it's because you can probably take, and then look how the e5 pawn is under pressure, and then, white can actually at some point play bishop b5, start to create some threats, and then gain the pawn on e5. For example, play castles, and at some point, white will actually go bishop b5, and this is exactly what happened in the game, knight b6, bishop b5. And I really don't know what Marc-Andrea Maurizio prepared, and I think that the line that we will see right now is actually known for Marc-Andrea. He played bishop d6, defending the pawn on e5, but Hans Niemann actually found a very nice tactical shot, which is taking on c6. That is pretty straightforward. And now you can actually pause the video and try to find a winning move. The winning move is actually knight e5, and I'm not sure it's winning, and I will analyze with the engine in a second, just to make sure that my knowledge of this opening, you know, uh, improves itself. But I think that's okay. The idea is just to sacrifice the knight, gain the pawn on e5, and then go rook e1. And at some point, we will surely get the bishop back. I was just asking myself some questions like, can I, for example, okay, taking is surely not good. I can at the very least go f4 like in the game, or d4s or something else. But I'm just asking myself the question of queen h5. You go, for example, king f8. Okay, if I take, it feels like there are some queen e7, so probably, I don't know, probably it just doesn't work. For example, check, king there. No, I think it's just not good. Okay, so in every case, rook e1, queen e7 was played. If you go f6, it feels like d4 is good enough. For example, you castle, I take, you take, I take, you take back. Okay, sacrificing a pawn like that is surely uh, not great, but when I count again, it's not sacrificing a pawn and all the pawns are weak. So it feels like it's not okay for black. Yeah, because we already gained a pawn, so it's okay. But okay, queen 7 was played, f4. Um, if you go d4 now, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there is nothing. It feels like we can just castle. I don't know. It feels like black is already lost. I don't really get it. What is the point? Why f4 not d4? And now I'm doing the work that I am always doing for myself. Why not d4? What am I missing? d4, bishop h2? No, there's nothing. Yeah, actually, d4, there is bishop h2, king takes, and bishop e6. That's very nice. Takes, and bishop e6, and now we gain the pawn back, and the king is slightly weak. And okay, it feels like it's okay. Yeah, white is not a pawn up anymore. Mm, it feels like it's okay. Probably it was the idea. So f4, bishop d4, king h1, and bishop e6. Yeah, but now f5, and that is the whole point. If he had started with d4, yeah, that's actually very 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 funny. d4. If he had started with d4 after bishop e6, there is no more d5 because the d5 square is perfectly controlled. Yeah, so that is actually very nice. But okay, f4. I think that Hans Niemann probably knew this line. F5 castles, and now he didn't take immediately. He knew that there is a problem with the pieces there, so he started with knight e2, eventually playing knight f3 at some point, knight e5, knight f3, c5, and now just taking the bishop. I think everything makes sense. I don't have anything to say. Queen e2. Yeah, it feels like the opening choice wasn't that great for Marc-Andrea Moritz. Probably there are some other lines which I'm not aware of. For some concrete reasons, I'm not an e4 player anymore. Bishop f6, so he's more or less sacrificing a pawn, but he's not really sacrificing a pawn because it feels like there is something. Yeah, some knight b4 in the end, some rook b8. So it feels like we don't have to take the pawn immediately. Yeah, a3 first, stopping knight b4, rook b8, putting pressure, and now rook a2. I really like that move. I remember a game, it was one of the first games that I have ever looked at when I was a complete beginner. It was Magnus Carlsen against Ding Liren, and it was a rook on a8, it went on a7, then it went back on a8, etc., etc. And since this day, I understand why rook b1 is never a good option to defend. Also, there is knight c3 right now doing a nice fork, but even without that, the rook is always better defending like that. And one day, the rook might be better on the second. Okay, but rook b1 loses now because of knight c3. So rook fe8, queen e4. Okay, now it's actually pure positional chess. There is nothing black can really do about that position. Yeah, it feels like position is bad. Yeah, it feels like that. A5. Yeah, no, I don't really get the move a5. It's a hard position, to be honest. Yeah, queen e4, and you can't really move. If you go for something like that, then I can go bishop f4, and my pieces are just great. I can at some point put a knight there. Yeah, doesn't feel like we have anything to go for. Probably even a4, a5. Yeah, and if you play it like that, then you have a tough weakness to deal with. Something like that. You can try some counterplay, but then I can go b3. It's still a weakness. Yeah, I don't like that position. Probably knight b4, but then we can just take and go queen e3. I don't know. It's a tough position. I don't really get the move a5. g3, queen f7, king g2. Yeah, now he's just improving the king. h6, even more weakness. h4, going for the weakness. Rook b6, rook e2, attacking the weaknesses, I guess. Rook b8, c4, wow. Knight e7 and bishop e3. Yeah, everything is hanging everywhere. I don't like that position for black. It's a tough position to deal with. Yeah, Hans is only going for simple chess right now. Rook b2, and now he took on c5, and he's slightly better because e6 is the biggest weakness that has ever existed. Queen a8, gaining another pawn. Yeah, I completely forgot that the a pawn was also a weakness. Queen g6. Now it's 31st move, so it feels like players don't have as much time as they had before. Yeah, now he's only up a lot of pawns. Okay, one pawn only, but that is already enough. And he will surely get the e6 pawn. Yeah, I think it's completely lost. Knight e4. Yeah, now we can just resign. You're down two pawns, and there is nothing. And if knight h4, yeah, then you can do something like that. Yeah, it's okay. And here, okay, here we are winning with the white pieces. I don't know if I would have the technique to win that. No, it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, no, it's okay. And then at some point you will trade the bishops off or play something like that, and it's okay. Yeah, okay. There is nothing to say. Okay, very nice game. I really enjoy that game. Now I'm just curious of what the engine might actually say during the opening phase. So d5. Yeah, okay. What does the engine say? The engine says white is better. Takes, castles. Bishop e7 is the move. Knight b6 is wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Probably he forgot something. I don't know. Probably he wasn't really feeling good after bishop e7. Yeah, rook e1. Yeah, it's a tough position to deal with. Yeah, and now f6 as the engine. No, not f6 anymore, but bishop f6. Yeah, but it feels like you're just getting crushed. Yeah, that's a tough position to deal with. Yeah, it feels like the opening choice was just very bad. Yeah, it happens. But okay, it's a nice win. Hans Niemann was feeling pretty. I guess Hans Niemann. Wait, what did the engine say? The engine says 96 and no. White is winning. Yeah, white is winning. Exactly. I felt. I don't know. I saw -3 for black, so I thought, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, of course. Okay, great. Tough game. Wrong opening choice from Marc-Andrea Maurizzi. Hans Niemann managed to win against him after the loss at the World Junior under 20 years old last year. So I'm very happy for Hans Niemann that he won that game. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the future. Take care.